My hip-hop magazine uses many conventions in its front cover that are commonly used in similar well-established magazine titles, such as the positioning and layout of text used, for example mastheads and cover lines, and also how to anchor these to help suggest the interpretation of the main image. The use of different size fonts can also be found in many, if not all, similar successful media products and this is a convention I followed. Dividers give magazines a much more organised, bold house style and also adds an attractive look to it. My cover lines are positioned column together on the left hand side of my magazine that as a result condenses the text and allows the person that is featured on the front cover to appear dominant over the text and enticing towards the audience. The development of my barcode, although inspired by that used on the cover of XXL magazine, challenges conventions of most titles, appearing much more modernised and complementing towards the house style. My main image is strongly developed representation of the conventions usually found on a typical music magazine of the hip-hop genre. The image was taken in a very subtle low angle, just enough to establish his superiority towards my target audience. The image is a bold mid-shot and the background has been blurred just enough so that the artist in the foreground stands out. Although this background is rather complex, it strongly adds to the mise-en-scène. The featured double-page spread talks about his success from a lower-class childhood, which is why it appears as an urban street. This is also contrasted by the clean new attire that is being worn by the artist. I've developed this convention so that it matches those commonly used in successful magazines of my particular genre, such as Vibe and Hip Hop Connection. The masthead on my front cover is shown in a bold capitalized cherry red font. This uses the convention of a bold masthead used in many hip hop magazines, as it is important for the genre to be presented as striking and modernized towards the audience. I decided to make the masthead this particular colour as red is a primary colour, therefore standing out much more significantly than others, which is also why it is used in many similar media products. I have also decided to position the masthead correctly on top of the front cover, as I want to show the audience that this is a magazine and not a poster. I believe that the images being placed in this particular way is more effective, as it shows an organised house style and cannot look messy as they are not scattered throughout, instead being more carefully placed. My contents page further develops the idea of a caption, offering an enigmatic and sometimes witty quote to draw in the reader. These captions are located underneath each headline and are in a bold white font over a grey background. This strong colour scheme allows them to stand out almost as much as the headlines themselves. Another aspect of my magazine that challenges current norms and conventions of hip-hop contents pages are my bright, bold page numbers that are easily as visible as any other text nearby. They are placed in a darker red box directly next to the headlines and fit well considering that my magazine is targeted towards a younger audience. My double-page spread contains many conventions found strictly in magazines of the hip-hop genre. The overall layout of this feature was inspired by well-established products such as XXL magazine. They share some conventions such as the main image covering half of the spread, which gives an effect that entices the readers by appearing attractive, and also at the same time informational, as the text squeezed into one page makes it look like there is more body text than there actually is. I have chosen to develop an unconventional standfast, which wraps around the headline to merge the red and black together to maintain my strong house style and enhance the effect of red. The font used for this is the same font that has been used for cover lines and headlines on both my front cover and contents page. As I've developed this rather than using the same font for body text, it signifies the importance of the standfast. This is also highlighted by the clash with the headline to suggest it is of equal importance, which is why I believe this unconventional approach is effective for my magazine. The mise-en-scène of the main image is revealed to be very subtle and relaxed, putting a main focus on the artist and not the background, although the top of some buildings can be noticed. This could foreshadow the information in the article, as it talks about young Rosa being on top of the music industry. This image is covered on the top left by a quote which I've chosen to follow as a convention used by some hip-hop magazines that use a similar house style. The quote adds an enigmatic feel to the double page spread, as well as making it alluring to the reader.